If you're grinding to achieve your goals, whether it's running a marathon, running a business, or running your life, WIS gets you.
WIS is a tax and accounting firm that goes beyond the numbers, and we're super pumped to be partnered with them.
Looking to level up your business or career?
Make it happen with WIS. That's WIS.com/JWS.
What's up, everybody? I'm Lynn Williams.
And I'm Sam Mewis, and this is Snacks, where we talk about some personal stuff, some soccer stuff. What did I say it weird?
Snacks. This is Snacks.
And this is Snacks.
Okay, continue.
And I'm Sam Mewis, and this is Snacks. Snacks. Where we talk about some personal stuff, some soccer stuff, some real stuff, and some fun stuff. So, Lynn, what's new since our last podcast?
What isn't new? Well, I bought a house. Well, it's technically not mine yet because all of the closing stuff, but my offer was accepted. Woo! 2 days before my birthday. So I bought myself a birthday present.
Wow.
A large birthday present.
That is probably the largest birthday present any casino champion could ever afford to buy.
Yes, exactly. It's like, I'm sure this happened to you when you bought your home, but like, it's just, you put the offer in, you're like, yeah, whatever. And then when they accept it, you're like, oh my gosh, it's like real.
Oh yeah. And you're like, oh shit, I have to actually pay for that.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I have responsibilities. Yeah. So that's new. I've been taking up painting.
Like to paint your house or painting in another sense?
Painting in another sense. I have been on Instagram and TikTok. I love TikTok. And I follow this lady who does interior design stuff for her house. And there's like, you can take not old, but like I went to the thrift store and got cheap vases that people dropped off there. And then I got paint and mixed baking soda with it and then put it on the outside and it makes it look like it's clay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I feel like you have had this artistic streak for like years, and every season you have like a new passion project and like they're all so good.
Thank you. Yeah. I really think that maybe I should do something
creative,
artsy and creative.
Well, I think you should too, but I think that you always like find something to do and like whatever floats your boat at the moment.
Yeah.
You are the captain of your own ship.
A leaf blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
Do another one.
Another captain of your own ship?
Yeah, another one.
You are the pirate of your own ship.
Oh, I'm sticking to the ship. I thought you were going to say like...
I was going to change it up, but pirate was the first thing that came. You are the pilot of your own airplane.
I am the conductor of my own train.
You are the driver of your own car.
And let's move on. What is new with you?
No, I didn't want to move on. I was not ready.
What is new with you? We got away from everything.
Fine. I am in North Carolina. I got to play in the game with you last weekend, but we'll get to that. That's the soccer section.
Stay focused.
We are in this new apartment, which is awesome. Pat and Finn came here with me. Pat has been cooking me every single meal, like as a private personal chef, which is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like literally makes me breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, smoothies, desserts. Like, and I don't have
and personal chef.
Yeah, it's like so sick. So I really lucked out in that regard. And then also my dog Finn is here with me too. I am going to turn the computer around. He's right there. I know this is audio, but I'm hoping that they cut this as a one of the video clips. So we'll have to see. I'll have to say something funny.
What? Help us. What is the most exciting thing that he's cooked for you since you've been back?
Well, for pregame meal on Thursday, he made sweet potato gnocchi with like a turkey sauce, like ground turkey, like in the sauce. Mm-hmm. He's so good at that one. I really like that one. But I think the best part, like he makes me breakfast burritos with fruit. He's made me like chicken salad on a piece of toast with like greens. And then he'll like cut up a little apple. It's so cute. But I think the best part is like, one, I literally don't have to think about it. Like I don't have to go to the grocery store. I don't have to like prep anything. I don't have to cook it. I don't have to clean up, and I don't have to like plan anything out because he's like gone through all these steps. So I feel like I should just maybe hire him to like do this for me full time, but then we like share a bank account. So I guess I don't really need to.
You just take it out and put it back in your own bank account.
Yeah. Pay myself.
Wait.
I'll be the accountant of my own bank account.
Wait, going back to, you don't have to do the dishes?
No, dude. I think he's like, he's really into it and like is kind of taking it as like, I am maybe training to be a personal chef someday. So like, he's like legit doing cleans the kitchen every time.
That is not the Pat I know. So good for you.
Pat is the astronaut of his own rocket ship, and he really has taken initiative and is growing and maturing as a man and a kitchen cleaner.
That's amazing. Where was that last year during the pandemic?
Shh. Oh, well, I mean, surprise on the podcast, who's our guests are.
Pat and Marley, Pat and Marley, Pat and Marley.
So one thing I think that a lot of pent up resentment from the quarantine last year when Pat and Lynn had to be roommates will probably come out and everybody will get to see it firsthand. But two, we're really excited for them to come on. It's going to be like so funny and fun to chat with them and take your significant other to work day.
Exactly. Okay. That's exciting.
I was also just going to mention that Finn is here in this new place. He has a touch of separation anxiety. He's like 15 months. So at our house in Boston, he's good. Like we can leave him there now for a few hours and he's fine, but he is like a COVID dog. So he has never been really left alone for a long period of time. So I think because this is a new environment for him again, he gets like really upset when we leave. And like we can hear him barking as we leave, and we leave him for 20 minutes to go to the grocery store or like go down, like to go run a simple errand that we can't bring him. And so sad. And the other day we came home and he like knocked over the trash barrel and was like chewing all the trash.
Yuck, Finn.
I was like, Finn, it's okay. We were gone for 15 minutes. You poor thing. So we need to work on that. So I don't know. Maybe need to watch some Cesar Millan videos. Dog whisperer.
Yeah, I don't know how you stop that either. But when I came and visited, he's so much smaller than he's bigger than I remember, but smaller than what I pictured from the pictures.
He's just a little guy. He's just a cute. Oh, I just look at him breathing. I love smelling him. I just love him so much. I love everything about him, even his separation anxiety, because it just shows me he loves me.
Oh my gosh, you are crazy. What Finn remembers me, which makes me very happy.
Yeah, he definitely remembered you.
Yeah, I should bring over my slipper to see if
you should. He even told me when you left, he said, I missed Auntie Lynn so much.
I missed her so much. And that's why I sat on her chest and she pet me and we played and I barked at her the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
that's Finn. Well, that's Finn's MO.
I do miss him. Okay, so let's move on to soccer.
We're back to playing together. Wow. Is it everything you ever dreamed it would be, Lynn?
Everything. Well, you came back and we won by a lot. So that was very exciting. And
well, it was very exciting for me too. It was really fun to be back with the team. I missed you guys. I missed the locker room.
We're locker buddies.
We are locker buddies. That's new to us. It's new, but it's a great new development in my life.
People realized that we were no longer going to be roommates. So then in turn, we had to be locker mates. So yes. I'll take it.
Yes, exactly. I did want to talk a little bit about like, why is the courage so special to you and to me? Like, why do we love it so much?
Oh, good question, Samantha. Good question.
Yeah,
Well, one, I feel like the courage, and this is so cliche sounding, but it really is like a home. We have been playing with a lot of the people forever, and you like just become each other's family. I think that what's so unique about our team is there isn't a person on our team that I don't not like. Is that how you say that?
No, I think you added in one too many knots.
You know what I'm trying to say.
I feel like I do know what you're trying to say.
I feel like there's every single person on the team I can like go out for coffee and I feel comfortable and it's not weird. And if I ever needed help, I could go to them. My camera's doing something
I know,
weird.
you just got really blurry.
Oh no.
Help.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Well, it sounds like my help worked.
Yeah, you. Anyways, back to what I was saying. That like I could go out to coffee, or if I like ever needed anything from somebody, I can go to them. And I think that relationship and bond you have with people off the field translates to on the field, and you just always feel supported. And if there's somebody that's in a position that you want to be in, you never do anything to hope that they fail. You just always uplift them. And it's like a very positive environment, and it's tough, and you get better every single day. And your emotions are tested and your skill sets are tested, but every single day at the end of the day, you can look to the person and be like, wow, we got better together. I think that's why I love it here so much. What about you?
I know well, I mean, all of those things that you said, it's just so interesting to me, like how we had a hand in creating this kind of a culture. I think I've told this story in literally every interview I possibly could have, but it started in Western New York when Paul came to coach us in 2016. And we just had this huge shift in like who we wanted to be as a team, and kind of the way that Paul started this culture. It just trickled down from the top, and we all bought in so much. And we've been able somehow to carry it with us. We changed locations, we changed owners. We have, even looking around the locker room now, there's only a handful of us left from that like original team. But somehow this like culture and this feeling of it being a family, and this high standard, the expectation that you're going to give 100% every day in the heat, when we're doing fitness, when it's hard, when you're tired, like it's just something that's, I feel like is really rare. And it's so precious to me, and something that I never want to lose. So even when maybe I don't feel my best or I'm not playing my best, I really want to make sure that culture is never sacrificed and it never goes anywhere, because it's so much bigger than how I perform on any given day. And I feel like what I value the most about the group, and it's amazing to me that it's carried on for all these years, is that you're like equally challenged every day and supported every day. And that comes from Paul, that comes from your teammates. It's like people always know that you can be better, and they believe that you can be better. But at the same time, they're like, if you messed up, we're okay. Like we embrace that. If you say something stupid or you do something stupid, they like forgive you. And it's this environment where you can work on yourself, you can get better, you can grow, but the way you are now is already like loved. And I like, it's like magical to me. Like, I don't know how we've created that and then carried it on.
I know it's kind of weird that like, not weird, but cool that we have been able to carry that with us, and like we never lose that, or we haven't lost that yet. Hopefully we never lose it, because I think it's easy to be like, oh, well, we've done X, Y, and Z, and we've accomplished everything we can accomplish in this league. Let's move on now. And we always say, no, we remember where we were and who we were, and that's what got us here. So why would we change that?
And it's that weird. Like, I think it's that like underdog mentality too. It's like,
oh no,
people like used to make fun of us for saying that when we were like top of the league and winning. And it's like, it's not about really like where you are in the table. It's how you approach the day. It's coming into training and being like, I've got to fight and claw and like try and make my way onto the field, make my way up the table, make my way to win the game. Like, it's just the way you come at it. And I think that other teams like have shown signs of that this year. And that makes me really excited for the league. But I think it's something that I have so much pride in that our group has. And whether you're a new, like, I feel like the new players, I look at them all and I'm like, you guys get it. Like, it's kind of like as soon as you pull the shirt on.
Yeah. Somebody came recently and said, I'm not going to say her name, but she said, this culture is so cool and so unique. I've been on other teams and they try to have this culture. They talk about this culture, but they never get there. And this is so interesting because you guys don't talk about it and you just have it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
I know. Maybe we should stop talking about it then, just so we don't like
weird juju.
Yeah, let's get rid of that.
No, but I do want to go back to this underdog thing because we have gotten so much shit for saying that. And I think that you're so right that like it is just a mentality. It's like people are like, oh, you're the top of the table. And like, we are aware of that. Not now, but in the past. Yeah. we're aware of that. But we doesn't mean we change the way we approach soccer and how we come to training every single day and how we come to the games. And that's the underdogness that we had in Western New York. And we were trying to prove ourselves, and we have to prove ourselves game in and game out and day in and day out.
Yeah.
Am I Dr. Seuss?
Oh, Lynn Seuss. Anyways, I do think that is what makes the Courage so special to me. And it was great to like come back and feel embraced so quickly again. And I'm glad we got the result this past weekend, but we have a lot more work to do and a long season ahead.
A long, long season. Well,
the one thing I need to talk about though was the just coming back in the heat and trying to get used to the heat again. It was, I feel like over the years, I don't know how I like embraced it. Like, I don't know how I just got through it, because coming back and having it hit you so suddenly last week was so hot and humid that my first couple days I was like, Sam, you like just have to survive. Like, just focus on like survival at training.
Yeah. Yeah. You did also come back with the hottest 2 days. Like, it had been a lovely spring, and then all of a sudden it was like, bam.
I know. And then hot. I feel like this week it's back to being a little bit like normal and bearable.
Yeah. This happens every year though. Like,
yeah,
not you, but everybody. You're just like, I'm just running around in an incubator with a wet towel on my face. Like, that's what it feels like running in the heat.
Yeah. And then it's just that like, I was watching film from the game and they like showed a picture of me, and you're just like, just wet. Like your whole jersey and shorts are just dripping wet. And you're like, I may have gone swimming in a pool. I guess it did rain that game though, but it's the look. It's the wet rat look.
Yeah. You look like a wet rat. You feel like a wet rat. Everything's sticking.
Yeah. Remember I was saying last week, I feel like I'm all full of water, but then it's just all leaking.
Yeah. You kept saying, I feel like I'm full of water, but I'm so dehydrated. I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know what it means, but it feels like it was the right description.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely had an advantage playing in the humidity, I think, like when it comes to later in the season, because you just, at some point in training, you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to make that run. I don't want to do this. And you kind of bitch about it and you yell, and then you say, fine. And then you do the run.
Yeah.
And that's that.
That's that. So we did promise our listeners on episode 3 that we would tell a couple of stories.
Oh yeah.
Today. And I think this is the time to do it before the boys come on.
Okay. Do you want to tell the mayor story?
Yeah, I would love to tell the mayor story. So in 2019, we got North Carolina Courage Day in like Raleigh or North Carolina or something. And we went to the mayor's mansion to have the day proclaimed. Is that right?
I think it's the governor.
Oh,
so I don't know why we keep saying mayor.
Wait, now I'm so confused because the proclamation day was a totally different day and a totally different event, I think.
Yeah. We got 2 different North Carolina days with 2 different things.
Raise the roof. Raise the roof.
But the story you're talking about is the governor.
Oh yeah, because they said Governor Cooper.
Well, You gotta tell the story.
Oh my God, you guys. I wrote on the sheet mayor story. So then I started telling the story about the mayor, but it was not the mayor, it was the governor. So, anyways, we got this day. We had to go to the governor's mansion for like a celebration of the courage in 2019. And for some reason, I had to like address the crowd and the media and the fans or whatever. And so I go up there and I had this little speech, I think, on like my phone, and I started reading it, and I start off, and the governor was Governor Cooper. And I get up there and I go, "Thank you, Governor Cooper." And then I just go, "That wasn't it." And then everybody laughed, and it was like all just, "Oh, isn't Sam hilarious?"
It was just like, it was such a big day. We were all on the stairs behind you, like supporting you, just standing there smiling. Cameras pointed at us, and you say,
Yep.
"Thank you, Governor Cooper."
Yep.
We're like, that's not his name.
That's so that was a fun story. So I think that covers that story. I don't know if you guys were like holding your breath to hear that one.
Yeah, like now that we're saying it out loud, it's not funny at all.
Yeah, I figured we would tell it. So should we even tell the other two? Are they even gonna be good?
They're not going to be funny.
I don't even know who I am anymore. You tell the speaking of statistics story.
No, I'm going to tell the North Carolina Courage is behind you story.
All right.
Okay. So were we in Houston? We're in Houston. Our very first, oh my God, that was ages ago, but our very first NWSL final, right?
No, then we were in that was Western New York. You're telling the wrong story, sis.
What the heck is going on?
This was when we had to like make a video for somebody's friend.
I know, but were we in Houston? Anyways, that's irrelevant to the story. I don't even know why I'm telling that part or why it matters. But we were making a video for somebody's friend who played soccer, and we were supposed to say like, "Good luck at your game," blah, blah, blah. So we're all saying it. We say good luck as a team. And then Sam takes it upon herself at the very end to say, "The North Carolina Courage is behind you." And we all said, "What?" Why did you do that?
I didn't do this as like an attention hog kind of thing. Like it was scripted that I would add something on to the end. It was like somebody talk at the beginning and then we'll all say good luck and then Sam talk at the end.
And that's what you came up with.
I didn't just like add on like an ad lib to the video. But yeah, and so now the running joke, I guess, of the team, again, the story is just like really not coming full circle for me because we've already said the punchline and it feels like we haven't even started. But it's basically, yeah, just me going in a deep voice, "The North Carolina Courage is behind you."
And everybody was like, why? Why?
It was weird.
Yeah. Good times.
And then the third story, you guys, I don't know if they could get any worse than this, but basically one time Lynn was trying to change the subject and Pat said something about statistics. So Lynn just goes, "Speaking of statistics," and then said something completely different. And so now anytime one of us wants to change the subject, we just go, "Speaking of statistics."
Yeah. Pat loves his numbers and loves his stats. And I was like, we got to move on. We've got to move on.
We've got to get out of here. We've got to end this one.
Speaking of ending
one,
let's take a break. In the wise words of Beyonce, don't try to lessen yourself for the world. Let the world catch up to you.
True leaders know that to be successful, you have to set the pace and run your own race, sometimes before an empty stadium.
Wis is a modern-day tax accounting firm that cheers on the underdog.
They're the coach you need by your side to support all your business needs.
Whether you're looking to scale your business, sell your business, or you just have questions, Wis is your one-stop financial expert.
They're also into tech, entrepreneurship, and, well, Beyonce.
Expect the unexpected at Wis. That's WISS.com/JWS.
And now we'd like to bring on this week's guests, also known as our significant others. Please welcome Pat and Marley.
Welcome. Woo!
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
How are you guys feeling? Are you nervous? Are you afraid you are not going to do a good job? Are you afraid you're not going to be funny? Or am I just reinforcing all these fears in a horrible way?
Samantha.
Yeah, you definitely just put that within us.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say right now.
Yeah, I threw you guys under there. So Pat is my husband of 2.5 years. We went to high school together. He is the heart and soul of this relationship. He's the funny one. He can cook. He has more friends than me. And I generally think that people just tolerate me in social settings because he's there.
Sam,
That's
don't
fair.
speak about yourself like that.
Well, I got to marry him, so I did something right.
Welcome, Pat.
Thank you.
Yay.
And Marley is my boyfriend of 6 years. We actually don't really know. That's like an asterisk by that. It could be longer. We're not positive. Ballpark number.
Yeah.
We went to Pepperdine together. Marley played basketball. I played soccer. He is from Australia, living in Australia right now, and I'm here. COVID has kept us apart for 1.5 years now, so that's sad. And he's always making me look bad because he's so nice and so caring for others. So thank you.
So that's me. Thank you for that, babe. Thank you.
Marley is so nice and so caring. I have a couple funny stories about Marley. One time, and so the four of us have gotten to live together on a few occasions because when Lynn and I lived together, and then the boys would come visit. So one time Lynn had camp and I wasn't going to camp. And Marley and I got to take Lynn's ticket and we got to go see Kevin Hart together in North Carolina. And what I remember about this the most, Marley, was that we both had like knee injuries. So we were sitting in these tiny little seats and we both had to like turn this way and stretch out our knees, and then we'd switch at the same time and we'd stretch out our knees this way.
What a train wreck that was. Yeah, literally, I think we had the worst seats in the house. We were cramped up at like the end, like all the way down, like at the end of, the section that we were in. And yeah, Sam and I, being as large as we are, had the worst spots in the house, and just our knees were. And how long did the thing go for?
Well, it was like 2 hours. Openers.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And our knees were burning before Kevin Hart even got on.
I don't feel bad at all because you stole my ticket and I was looking forward to go to that forever. And then you guys got to go.
That was sad. Yeah. We had fun though.
We did. We had a great time. You guys. We had a lot of laughs.
I loved it.
Really happy for you guys. So I also have a story about Pat. Well, I have a lot of stories about Pat, honestly.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
We obviously, we mentioned this before in our podcast, how me, Sam, and Pat were together for all of quarantine, and me and Pat really got to know each other a lot more. But there was this one night where we were over at our friend's house, and as you guys know, Pat loves food, and he picked up this chip that was like literally the perfect folded chip, like huge. It was a good dipping chip. Pat was about to go on for 1 year about explaining this chip, and he goes, "Super chip," and I immediately crush it out of his hands. And he was so shocked, so sad that he didn't get to start talking more about this chip. And that's basically how me and Pat's relationship goes. Is that?
Oh my God, I forgot about that story, Lynn. That wasn't on our list, and I'm so happy you brought it up. We wanted to give you guys both a chance to tell stories about us if you have one off the top of your head, and if not, don't worry, we have more.
I would. Oh yeah, you get chip. I didn't get my time to talk about the super chip then.
So do you want to take it now?
And I want it now. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like you reach into a bag of chips and you're expecting to get a normal chip, and I got a super chip. And
how big was the chip?
It was probably the size of it was probably like 4.5 inches. So like for you, what's that, like 9 centimeters or something? Big chip.
Yeah.
And it was also folded. So it was folded on top of each other. So it was a double chip. You had crunch, little layer of air, crunch on the bottom. it was good enough to scoop.
And not break.
And
Scoop
not
and
break.
not break.
We had hell of a good dip.
Quality chip.
The onion chip, the onion dip, and it was robbed from me. But I honestly, I'm okay with it because it was such a funny moment. But I would be lying to say that I occasionally don't think about it and get mad to myself.
That's
Wait,
fair.
For sure.
and
That's fair.
Lynn, you crushed the chip?
Yeah,
Crushed it.
he was about to go on and on. He held it up in the
See,
air.
that would.
He held the chip up in the air and was about to go on and on about how amazing this chip was. And I just,
Lynn had enough.
I don't know what came over about me, but I
That
reached
would've made
over
me
and
upset.
crushed it.
Yeah,
In the
Pat,
moment,
that would have made me
yeah.
upset.
In the moment, I wasn't even upset. I was more scared, like because it happened so quickly. So it wasn't even, there wasn't any emotion of anger there. It was kind of fear, and then it was a little bit of shame and embarrassment afterwards.
So sorry.
But that's,
Dear.
Wow.
that's partying with the North Carolina Courage.
Yeah, that's it.
Crushing chips, crushing dreams.
That's it.
Marley, what kind of story could you possibly have to follow that up? Anything about yourself, about Lynn, anything?
I'll tell you what. I nothing nothing comes to mind. But babe, as I look towards my bed right now, I'm just thinking about the time. I'm taking a nap, as I do. I love to take a nap. We all do. And I wake up to Lynn sitting on this chair, actually, literally scolding me. How long was the nap, babe? Probably an hour. Not even long.
No, it was a long
Hour.
nap. It was a long nap.
All right, maybe an hour and a half.
Like a 2-hour nap. It was like 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh, Sam. Oh, yeah. Hour 45, we'll say. We'll go hour 45. And I've woken up from this nap with her staring at me, absolutely furious. Waking up from a nap. She was mad at me because I fell asleep and took a nap for an hour and 45 minutes. And we weren't, hugging or touching in that moment. And I was sleeping. And I'm like, imagine waking up from a nap and just being absolutely scolded and yelled at for sleeping.
Yeah.
It
wasn't my best moment. But in my defense,
yeah, like what could I possibly
we
have
hadn't
done?
seen each other in a long time, and I came to visit for a short period of time because I was playing in Sydney, and I was like, we have one day together, and you took 2 hours out of that day to take a nap, and I was watching Disney Plus, and I was like, wake up.
Babe, my buddy does what my buddy does. I could not control it.
Yeah, that was a little aggressive of me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all I can think.
All right, well, now I look like an aggressive human because I've cracked a chip and scolded you.
That's what we're getting at. Yeah.
No, Sam, you're supposed to be on my side.
This is actually an intervention for you.
All three of us have known this as long as we've known you. So if this is news to you, I don't know where you've been. I'm just kidding, Lynn. I'm just kidding. But speaking of statistics, naps, and having a short window of time to be together, we wanted to ask you guys, like, this is maybe a little bit of the real stuff. Like, what are some of the pros and cons, ups and downs? What's hard about being with us? What's awesome about being with us? Obviously, our lives are all over the place. You guys haven't seen each other in time.
You want to start off, Pat?
But we're all dealing with weird stuff.
So loaded question.
We just wanted to talk a little bit about the relationships and like how they work.
Yeah, I'll dive into it. So where it becomes difficult, I mean, at this point for me, the distance isn't that hard. I mean, I think we use FaceTime really well. We've always, had iPhones for that reason. And I think we try to keep each other like informed on each other's day to day. I think the difficult part comes in like the first like week or so when you like get back together, because it's like your routines are just completely different, and then you have to just like kind of accommodate the other person's, and so then you just end up getting like irrationally mad about like where people put towels and like how they
perfect example.
I think one of the things in our new house we have like even just the opening the garage door. Sam does it in a way that's different than mine, and it just frustrates me when she does it. And then it was just like, it's that, and then you get in the car, and then she's like, touching the brakes every 5 seconds, and then it kind of festers. But it's definitely like getting like back consistently, like, getting back into each
I would
other's routines
I would
and, like,
say the
being on same
distance
page
is a
like
little tougher
difficult
for
thing.
us,
But
especially
I guess
after
that's
how
like
long it's
champagne
been.
problems compared to what you guys are going through right now.
But we God, we're like veterans. Hey, babe, we're like veterans to this whole distance thing. We've been doing it since Lynn went pro. When we met at Pepperdine, she went pro, and we were doing distance then, but it was easy because it was just just state to state and stuff like that. But now coming back home and obviously Lynn being back home over there in America, in North Carolina, it's tough, and especially at the moment it's tough with the virus going on, because we don't know when we're going to be able to see each other. What's usually the easiest thing is having a date, having a plan there where we know exactly when we're going to see each other and what to look forward to. But at the moment it's been tough, without having that date and everything being up in the air. I think it's been really hard. But we're always, we talk every second of the day. So with our phones, like you said, Pat, it's easy nowadays in that perspective, but it's a bit tough at the moment for sure.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Yeah, it sucks.
No, it's, you guys are definitely right about like having phones. So I say that all the time. I'm like, if we lived in a different era, we would have just had to move on and been like, well, I'll never see you again.
Yeah, it wouldn't be possible. Yeah. That was cool. Thanks for yelling at me when I fell asleep.
But we like, this is kind of, I think, crazy and unique to us, but like I will message Marley like as if I'm getting a response all day long, and then he wakes up and he gets to read like about my whole day, just because the time difference is crazy. But I know that when people are looking at me like on a plane or something, they're like, this girl is crazy. Like she does
the same thing.
She's not getting a response and she keeps texting this guy. But no, I mean, it works for us. I think it makes us feel like connected. I'm sure you guys feel like this way too. When our lives get so busy, it's easy to like go about your own thing and like almost drift apart. And like, you have to make it a point to come together and make sure you guys are like keeping each other informed and connected. Do you guys feel that way?
Yeah, definitely. I think too, like the way I feel like I zone out when I'm stressed is like I just like to watch TV, and I think Pat actually really likes that too. But when we eat, like it's usually when we try to like talk and like connect and have like actual real conversations. And I think that's something that's actually kept us really close through the distance and even over the years, is that we can have conversations and we can like be so open and honest. And when we take that time away from like doing something else or doing something mindless and just genuinely talk, like Pat, we did it yesterday, like at lunchtime or dinner time, like we just were sitting on the couch talking about our careers, our futures, all this stuff. And I feel like that's something you don't have to be together to have. But you do have to, like, if it's not happening, you have to like make time or be like, this is something I need to talk about. I'm going to take time out of our days and we're both going to like commit to having this conversation. And I think early on too, because Pat and I did distance at first, we knew each other from high school, but we dated long distance. And when you can't be together physically, you have to like know each other in other ways and really evolve that like emotional connection. And I feel like for us, that just taking that time to talk about whatever is going on or the future or whatever we need to talk about at that time has been like the connection.
Yeah, I think you just have to be like really honest with like what you need out of certain situations and like time and stuff. Like I think as a dude, like you can sometimes bottle it up and then, it blows up down the line, but like you kind of just have to get over that and like be like, hey man, talk about your feelings with the person you love.
I left the door of the gym open when I was home, and I heard about it about a week later, and I was like, I wish I had just known at the time. I would have just closed it, did whatever I did wrong. I also wanted to ask you guys what it's like when we're stressed about soccer, or it's like we have a big like roster being named soon, or we're in the middle of a big tournament. Like, how do you guys deal with that yourselves, but then also have to like deal with us?
I think especially being in my position, you know, obviously not playing at the level you guys have, but being around basketball my whole life and playing at a very high level. I think that's where you and I work, Lynn, is where is we really get each other within this world, you know. And I really understand you. I think I've been watching you play for years now, and I understand exactly, you know, the type of person you are, how you react to certain things, and how you go into certain things. So I think knowing that, and kind of, I guess, having maybe my little background in psychology that I've had, I feel like I can almost, you know, really be there to, be there to kind of just help comfort, you know, Lynn through hard times. And you know, she's been through, you know, some crazy ups and downs. Like, she's one of the strongest people I know in this world. So, you know, to go through what both of you guys go through, I can kind of get a gist of how hard it is, even though I obviously haven't been at that level. So I just try my best to just, you know, kind of comfort Lynn through that, wherever I can, and let her know that, you know, she's doing amazing every single day. So
Tears.
Yeah, that was literally so cute. Pat, you have a tough action ball.
I know. It's tough. It's difficult because it's like something that impacts my life so much. I'm going to make it about me.
You make it about you, Dave. It's all right.
Yeah, why not? And it's just completely out of my control. So it like definitely adds stress to my life, but it's like good stress. I definitely I fall into like the camp of like what you do with like heavyweight boxers, or just like boxers where you just tell them they're the best at all times. You constantly have to tell them that they can do it, and constantly have to say, oh no, like that girl was horrible, like you're better than her. You're the champ. You're the champs here. And like there's a story about like at the World Cup when they were talking about one of the players who is taller than Sam. And somebody's like, oh, that player's taller than Sam. And I was like, no, she's not. She's not taller than Sam. And they're like, no, it's like objectively true that she's taller than Sam. And I was like, no, she's not taller than Sam.
Nobody's taller than the champ.
Nobody's taller than the champ. And you just do that. Like, you have to be like aggressively optimistic.
How did you guys like deal with, well, two separate things, but Pat, you with Sam's knee when she was going through that hard time, and Marley when I found out that I wasn't going to make the World Cup, or I was dropped from allocation. Like, those are two big moments in both of our careers. So like, how did you guys deal with that?
I mean, I didn't deal with it well. I think, I mean, I was so much younger then, and I was like unhappy with where I was too, that it was like difficult to be like center her needs and stuff. But I think like over time, you kind of just, you just kind of choose to be on her team, and you just kind of have to figure out every possible way that you can like help her. So I think at first I had like this resistance to be like, oh, like, why is your thing more important than mine? But then like over time, you're just like, oh, it's like not more important. It's just like you're on a team and you need to like work together to like figure this out. So I would just kind of like, I gave into like me being this like, oh, my thing's more important, and just being like, what does she need in these moments, and trying to like fill those. I would probably have to say that's where cooking comes in. Like, oh, I would always cook for her food. I would always, just try to, that's something that I could, help her out, even though it's not really helping form cartilage in your knee, but like it was my way of like trying to like help her.
No, I think that's like super unique, not to cut you off. But like, I think sometimes we just get so caught up in our thing that like our stuff isn't more important than what you're going on doing as well. And so I think that's like really cool that you could be like, well, why is your thing more important than mine? But I understand at the same time, I do need to support you, but you also need to support me in what I'm going through too.
Yeah. And I think we did do that. Like tough times, like can bring that out, and you like don't realize that like how strong your relationship can be until you go into those kind of situations and come out the other side better. But yeah, I was probably just upset because we were supposed to go to Italy and then we had to cancel the trip. So it was just like, and I never said it. Like I just didn't say it. Like it was me being a guy. Like, I can't be sad that I'm missing out on this trip. Like I can't do that's not an emotion I can have. And I just bottled it away. And then
Oh, we know. We always know, don't we, Sam?
We know. We know everything, you guys. We know everything.
They don't know.
Marley,
Yeah. Okay.
Marley, what about you? What about when like Lynn went through some tough times?
Yeah, just kind of piggybacking off what Pat was kind of saying there. I think just being there to kind of just be almost like a listening board sometimes. Sometimes I feel like, I don't know about you, Sam, but Lynn might not even necessarily want the right response from me, in terms of how this can be fixed or how we can get out of this rut or
Well, that sounds
how
familiar,
we can
doesn't
make
it,
this-
Pat?
That does sound pretty familiar.
and I think just kind of being able to sit there and listen, but listen constructively, you know what I mean? And give kind of logical explanations back, because, when you're in this state and when you're going through hard times, you're sometimes thinking off emotion and irrationally. So I think us being able to sit back and see the whole picture and be able to kind of list things out, especially from me to Lynn, I think that kind of helps her kind of, get her mind right and get back into gear and get going again. But it's tough. I mean, because obviously, like you guys said, we're going through stuff on our end too. So it becomes very exhausting, especially if we're in a high stressful situation. Not exhausting in a bad way, but it's just a lot's going on. You know what I mean? So then to be able to juggle this as well, it's tough. But we've been doing it for so long that it's kind of like Pat said, we're a team. We're a team. We'll get through it together and we'll keep on keeping on because we're the champs, baby. You know what I mean?
Baby.
Well, speaking of
Statistics.
speaking of statistics and being in your own stressful situation, Marley, are you allowed to talk about Big Brother?
Yeah. From a general standpoint, I think. Yeah.
How was the experience?
What do you reckon? It was an experience, Sam. It was an experience. Oh God, I don't even know where to start with this.
Oh
it
my
was
gosh,
honestly...
talk about the last episode with "Are you happy and you know it?"
Oh yeah, all right, let's talk about that. So we get put in a room. Sam, you would freaking go insane. We get put in a room, and what's the song called, babe? It's "Are You Happy and You Know It." I think that's the song. You know the song. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Yeah, cool. Imagine listening to that song for 6 hours straight in like a really confined space, like a tiny room, for literally 6 hours, couldn't leave. So that was in last night's episode, a challenge that we had to go through. And if we left the room, we would fail the task. So we had to stay in there for literally 6 hours. I think I had a migraine and I was about to throw up. And the room was painted with all these colors and like swirly, like it was tragic. It was tragic. But no, I think the whole experience, it was so much fun. It was something I've never done before. I wanted to step out of my comfort zone. I mean, I am a social and out there guy, but as you know, Lynn, I really like being to myself. I'm very introverted and don't like a lot of people. So
like long
I
naps.
think, yeah, like long naps.
Long naps.
It was an awesome experience. It was good fun. And I'm just enjoying watching it back. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, so we've covered some of the hard parts about being with us and some of the negatives, but I know I have a funny story I want to tell about something cool that Pat got to do with me one time. Well, Marley, what's your favorite part? Like, what's the best thing about being with Lynn, but as a professional athlete?
I think the best thing about being with Lynn and as a professional athlete would be that we get each other. If I was with anyone else, it wouldn't really work, with what we do in our careers. So I think that's the best part, is we understand, we get each other, we get each other's moods. When one of us don't really want to talk, we understand that, I think, for the most part. When one of us want a nap, we don't understand that. We're working on that, but we're working on that. Yeah, absolutely. Right. But I think, I think just the fact that we get each other, as cliche and lame as that sounds, this wouldn't work for 6+ years if we didn't. So I think that's what's so amazing about this girl, is that she really gets me. She understands me.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, but what perks are cool about me? Like being a professional athlete, like what are cool perks? if you don't say
About-
right now that you get free stuff all the time, say that.
He says with a Nike
Say
beanie on his head.
Look, as you can see my shoes in the background here a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, she's just a great. Yeah,
She's
no,
a great girl.
yeah, that is pretty dope, babe. I can't lie. Yeah, the shoes, especially because we love shoes.
Yeah, we
I
have a
think that's
problem.
one of the coolest perks. We've
You
got too many
you
clothes
guys
and
love
shoes, man. Oh, Sam, it's
one time
yeah.
Lynn was like, Sam, I need help packing. I like don't have room for all my stuff. And she showed me the whole suitcase full of shoes. And I was like, these are the exact same shoes. You don't need both. These are the same.
Yes, I
Not
did.
bad.
You can wear the
Yeah.
same outfit with these shoes.
I know it's bad. And then I go to Australia and I wear like one pair,
Yeah,
but I need them all.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
He does
I
too.
support you.
He does too. So
That's
talk
what's
to him.
hard when we especially when you come here, babe, is that she brings all her shoes. I've got my shoes all organized and set up, and then my room's a mess, and it's a logistical nightmare, honestly.
Yeah, it's shoe city.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well,
What about Pat? What about
Pat, I was personally going to tell the story on your behalf.
You can go for it.
Okay, cool. So after the World Cup, I got to throw the first pitch at the Red Sox game. And before we went into and Pat like loves baseball, like played baseball growing up, like big Red Sox guy, like we're Boston people. So it was like actually a really like sick thing. Special, if you will. So we're in this little room before I got to walk out on the field, and like my family was there. Our like best friend Brandon was there, and Jackie Bradley Jr. brought his little baby daughter in the room to like meet us because I don't know, he thought it was cool, and I was like, that's cool that you think it's cool. So he's going around introducing himself to everybody, and he says to me, "Hi, I'm Jackie Bradley. This is my daughter," and I introduced myself, and then he moves. Brandon was next in line, so he goes to introduce himself to Brandon. So Brandon stands up and says, "Hi, I'm Brandon. Nice to meet you." And then Jackie Bradley Jr. moves on to Pat, and Pat stands up and says, "Hi, I'm Brandon."
Oh.
So here's Pat meeting like this wicked cool guy on the Red Sox and stands up and says the wrong name because he was so nervous.
No.
Yeah.
How'd you recover from that?
Didn't.
Yeah, just copped it. Yeah.
20 strangers just laughed at my
take
face.
it.
And I was just
Yeah,
like, yep,
nah,
okay, I'm gonna sit down.
Take that.
Yeah, it was a Governor Cooper moment, if you will.
A
It
governor-
was worse.
It was worse. It was
was
worse.
way worse.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
But still a perk of still a perk, I'd say.
I mean, maybe it isn't a perk. Maybe I shouldn't be meeting people that are my heroes.
Finn just wants to be on as well.
I know. Finn has been. Have you guys noticed he's been digging around me and barking like literally this whole time?
I miss Finn.
Let me see if I can get him on screen without interrupting the whole thing. I can't
He looks
right
bigger now, hey? He's a big little boy.
Big boy. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we should move on to like our fun question section. But before we do that, I just wanted to say something nice about both of you. One, thanks for coming on here. That's very sweet of you guys. This has
No worries.
been a great podcast. But I know I've been with Pat and Sam, lived with both of them. I felt like during a time of COVID when there was like so much uncertainty, or the very beginning, like even though me and Pat definitely butted heads sometimes, like I definitely felt like you guys brought me in and were like my family away from home. And I wouldn't have wanted to do that with any other couple or people. And I was just so comfortable being myself. And I felt like we had such a good time. And we really supported each other during such a weird time. And with you, babe, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me and just being there for me and being on this weird, incredible journey that we're going on. And hopefully we get to see each other soon, but I can't wait for that day.
No, me either, babe. That was cute. How sweet was that? Is that making you
That's
tear
very
up?
sweet.
Yeah, that was
was
so
cute,
nice,
wasn't
Lynn.
it?
I'm
Thank you,
not
babe.
even going to try to follow it up with my own sentiment. I'll have to text Marley and tell Pat later how much I appreciate them both, because I don't think I can follow that one up.
No,
I'm
we
the
love you
sentimental.
guys.
All right. This is my favorite part of the podcast where we just pepper each other with random questions. So what is your pet peeve about us, me and Sam? Pat and Marley. About me and
Me?
Sam. Either one.
Yeah, you go, Pat. Go. Roast
I'll
Sam
go first.
Yeah.
I do not like both of you use y'all's thoughts, or I guess the amount of the emphasis that you guys place on paper towel versus dish towel use. It is like you guys have very specific use cases for both of those things, and I don't. And the passion that you have for those use cases for those specific towel types is a bit excessive in my opinion.
Pat, you want to use a dish towel to wipe the spaghetti sauce off the floor, and you also want to use it to dry the clean dish that I have just cleaned, and so I can wipe.
Yeah, that is gross.
Dude, yeah. That's hilarious.
All right, well, that was a double whammy.
Yeah, that was a big one. I God, where do I start, babe? Look, I'll tell you what. It comes to everything's coming back to sleep and naps. I don't know why. But honestly, Sam, I love to make my bed in the morning.
Oh.
And when we are together, especially with my bed, I feel like, and I have to leave for a workout or something, my bed is not always made when I come back home. And that kind of annoys me. Or if it is made, it's not necessarily made how I like it.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a pet peeve, is because I like to get going, get things organized. I'm a very organized. Well, I'm not organized in that way. I'm just very particular. And yeah, when my bed isn't made, to my standard, it can kind of tick me off sometimes.
I understand that. I can understand that. I don't know that Pat even knows how to make a bed. I wouldn't say that was my pet peeve. And I will grant you that you have come a long way from the days of me folding your clothes up from when we moved you out of your college apartment. I'm not going to repeat what was in the clothes, but
you can do it.
I don't know if the world is ready for this.
Fair enough.
But the pee on the toilet seat is just like not my thing. When I sit down on the toilet and I get pee on my thighs, it's just like not really like what I had in mind for the day.
That's rough. Yeah.
So the pee on the toilet seat is a tough one for me. It has gotten a lot better. We are growing up, but it's just one of those things that I'm not happy with when it happens.
You officially like recognize the fact that sometimes when you flush the toilet, that water will splash up onto the toilet seat. Well, you can see that.
Yeah, but that's not like yellow.
If there was pee in the toilet, yeah, it is. Like
That's not it, because it doesn't happen after I flush the toilet.
I was gonna say, do you have a vicious, aggressive toilet bowl flusher?
Yeah, we got the Vortex 640.
Yeah. But it's difficult to pee sometimes for us, I feel. There's always a little bit of, I don't know what it is. There's always just a little bit of splashback, somewhere.
You know what it is? It's you guys wiggling around and spraying pee everywhere. That's what it is.
That is fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that on this podcast.
Wiggling around.
You guys don't have a pee and poop section of your podcast? Oh, I thought this was completely acceptable.
This is.
I'm gonna tell you my pet peeve about Marley, and it also has to do with the bed. I can fall asleep really easily with Marley. And Marley can't fall asleep ever, and he will either do two things. He'll tell me how hot he is, but then bunches.
Babe, your thighs are just ridiculous. They are out of this world, these thighs. It's like having a Kathmandu jacket on your legs. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Kathmandu jacket. Can you explain for the listeners what a Kathmandu jacket is?
Sorry, that's a brand we have here. It's just a big puffy vest, like a jacket you'd wear out into the snow to keep you warm. That's literally her legs on my body.
Hot leg Lynn.
But he is piling all the blankets on top of each other. And I'm like, just remove them if you're so hot. But then
you need something.
You do. Protection.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
could come
yeah.
in with a knife. You can't.
See, this guy gets it.
Can't
Yeah,
cut
what do
through
you
a
think you're
sheet.
gonna protect yourself
You
with?
you can cut through a sheet, but they might miss because they can't see. You know,
Exactly.
They could
Defense
get a pillow.
mechanism. Or if I'm sleeping, I'm dead asleep, having a great time, and he is huffing and puffing and twisting and turning and then slamming his body down onto the bed. So then I wake up and I'm like, why did you do that? You did that
Hey.
on purpose.
If I'm not sleeping, you're not sleeping, babe. We're a
Nobody's
team.
sleeping.
Champs. We're a team. Nobody's sleeping.
Apparently, me and Marley don't like each other sleeping. I just want to be awake.
Yeah.
Marley's behavior sounds a lot like mine.
yes.
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.
We'll have to bring this up too. Sam, if she has a bad dream or a nightmare, she'll make sure I know about it. And
This is like
Instantly.
actually not funny. Like
babe,
sometimes I get night terrors.
babe. And so instantly, and the tone she uses to wake me up isn't like, hey, I just had a nightmare. It's there's somebody in the house. It's a man with a knife in the house right now. He's right
It's
there.
like-
He's
In my
right there.
defense, when those things have happened, I've been half asleep and like
Yeah, okay.
in a night terror.
So I didn't want to cut you off, but do you think I have those?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think you're the only person that has night terrors and has bad dreams?
I get scared.
My
Okay.
one of my favorite things that Pat does is when you will try to tell him about a dream that you had, and he goes, "I don't care. It wasn't real."
It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna act like I care. I like it's your dream is not as important as my sleep. I'm gonna be honest.
That's Pat for you guys. In a
And that's
nutshell.
why
You're a star.
that's why you didn't start the show with describing me as a very nice person, but you did with Marley. Call back.
Okay, this is going to be the last question of the day.
Okay.
It is a question from Not Alina, and she wants to know what our unpopular food opinions are.
Good question. Like what we like to eat that others won't.
I think so.
Okay. I don't. Have you guys tried Vegemite before? I don't know if you have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I like it's a spread, right? That I put on my toast. And it's a very salty. It's a strong kind of like
Gross.
taste. Yeah, right? Like a seaweedy kind of salty taste. I guess sounds disgusting,
Umami?
right? Yeah. But
It's fermented yeast.
That's just
Right.
like gross.
no,
Just
it's
nasty.
Hey guys, relax. All right. It's not.
It's a
Yeah,
different culture.
give it a chance here.
All right.
And I spread that on my toast, but have eggs with it, and
Okay.
it's delicious. Yeah.
Okay, Marley, I respect you.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam.
You're welcome. Lynn?
Why do you respect that, but not respect my cheese and rice, my queso rice and chips?
What is this?
I thought you were gonna say this one time for dinner. Lynn had queso and rice, and I thought that she
just
brought this
sounds like-
up. She brought this up as an unpopular food opinion, as if she stands by that as a good choice for dinner. It's like no, you guys have to try it. It's so good. It's queso and rice, and it's like like it's probably bomb, but are you standing by it as like a dinner selection?
Yeah. Put some
Okay.
chicken in there.
Oh,
Get
so it's like a
yourself-
chicken, cheese, and rice thing. Yeah. Well, that's
Well,
good,
then-
but just queso and rice is weird.
You know
No,
what, Lynn?
that's-
I respect you.
Yeah, but
that's
not that weird. So what about you?
Yeah.
I don't
feel
know if
like
I
Sam
have
has
one.
some-
Pat, can you save me here?
I don't know. This isn't something that I like, but it's something that I don't like. I think truffles that aren't just by themselves, like that truffle hot sauce. Don't know if they're a sponsor, but if they are, love it. If they're not, hate it. It's gross. I don't think it's good. And I've seen on Instagram that people love it. It's in our fridge because Christy, your sister, loves it, and it's disgusting and it's gross, and I don't think we need it.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
think that is an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, I think it is.
In reverse.
People love it, and I'm like, no, it's not good. It's too much. Yeah, I don't need it in my life. I'm passionate about it apparently too.
Yeah, he enough to cancel them as a sponsor for the podcast forever, apparently.
No, dude. Big Truffle was gonna be sponsoring this podcast, so now that big T Money just leaving. Big Truffle's gone.
I don't know if I have an unpopular food opinion. Pat, can you think of anything that I either should like that I don't, or don't like that I should? It's the same thing.
I think that you have a visceral reaction to everything, even though you don't know what it tastes like yet. And
anchovies, even though I actually love anchovies in like a Caesar salad. You know what my unpopular food opinion is? Cheese pizza is a 2 thumbs up in my book.
Okay.
I also love buffalo chicken pizza, but cheese pizza is enough for me.
How do you feel about pineapples on your pizza?
I'm
fine with that.
Good, Pat.
Yuck.
Yes.
See,
No,
that
thank
doesn't
you.
surprise me, Lynn.
No, thank you.
That doesn't surprise me.
Love it. Love it.
The best.
I don't think that I have any unpopular ones because I don't like that many things. So,
yeah.
There's that. Just ended that.
Yeah, I guess that wrapped that up. Marley and Pat, thank you guys so much for being on. This was so much fun for me. I don't know about anybody else, but
me too.
I had a double thumbs up of a time.
Thank you guys. I loved it. That was awesome.
Had a lot of fun. Double thumbs up for me too.
Double thumbs up all around.
A couple double thumbs up or
A
5.
chance.
It's
a couple of champs and a couple of thumbs.
What is happening? All right. And thank you all for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Our show is produced by Just Women Sports. For more great sports content, go to justwomensports.com. Be sure to subscribe to the newsletter and follow along on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm Sam Mewis.
And I'm Lynn Williams. And you're listening to Snacks.
Can you guys give us a chomp?
My favorite part of the podcast.
Sometimes to succeed, you can't do it alone. You need a team that understands your business on a personal level.
WIS takes a progressive approach to help you win. Think less calculators, more conversation.
WIS is a proud supporter of this podcast and the JWS community. To discover how WIS is more than just an accounting firm, visit WIS. That's WIS.com.
WIS.com/JWS.